Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. According to my man Ian Begley, teams in touch with the Knicks recently have come away with the impression that the Knicks aren't solely focused on operating as a traditional seller in trades. Interesting. Let's take a listen to my man Ian Begley from SNY.
I'm SNY NBA insider Ian Begley here from Los Angeles. And one thing we learned during this trip to LA is that teams who have been in touch with the Knicks recently were left with the impression that the Knicks aren't solely focused on acquiring draft picks when it comes to making trades over the next few weeks. These teams said that the Knicks have also had discussions about acquiring players who can not only help in the here and now, but also help in the future with this roster. So that's something to keep an eye on as the Knicks continue to talk to teams ahead of the February trade deadline. We already know that they've received interest from Marcus Morris, Dennis Smith Jr., and Bobby Portis, and I'm sure there are plenty of calls being made about other players on this roster, and it's going to be interesting to see which direction the Knicks go, because after this loss to the Lakers, they are 10-27 with one of the worst records in the NBA, but it certainly sounds like they haven't closed off the idea of trying to improve this roster in the short term ahead of the trade deadline.
Here's my take, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, it seems apparent to me that Scott Perry and Steve Mills will be making moves at the trade deadline. That wasn't always apparent to me. It wasn't always clear. Obviously, with everything that happened with David Fizdale, the start of the season for the team, their jobs were in jeopardy. At least we thought their jobs were in jeopardy. I don't know if James Dolan has given them any vote of confidence or told them their jobs are no longer in jeopardy. But it's very risky to allow them to make any kind of real moves if their jobs are in jeopardy, because they could easily just say, hey, we're going to try to save our jobs. Hopefully that wouldn't be the case. We'll see. All right. It could be a risk. It could not be a risk, but it could be a risk. We'll see what happens with Scott Perry, Steve Mills, and James Dolan and all that stuff. But now that we know, or we seem to know, or it seems to be apparent that they're going to make moves at the trade deadline, I think it's a smart idea, a good idea, to look at all your options. Don't just focus on draft picks. Draft picks are unproven. If you have a chance to lock down a proven player that you feel can be a building block, and that's what this is about, ladies and gentlemen, developing some stability, developing a foundation. That's how you rebuild. That's how you build and rebuild. Develop your foundation first. So if you have a chance to move some of these players, to bring back a foundational piece, then you do it. Then you do it. And of course, that player will help you in the short term and help you in the long term. Now, we've got to be smart with the salary cap, right? We don't want to lock ourselves into somebody that's not going to be fruitful for the team. So it's going to be interesting to watch during the trade deadline. Let's talk about Julius Randle, ladies and gentlemen. According to Mark Berman of the New York Post, Julius Randle did not travel with the team to Utah for personal reasons. He was upset in the locker room after the game, after being summoned to a private room, and he didn't talk to the media. There's tons of speculation. I've seen it all over the place. Twitter posts, other social media platforms. Is he being traded? Has he been suspended and the team, they don't want to share the details? Is there friction amongst players? I'm going to say this. I'm not going to speculate. I'll let the news come out when it comes out. It could be anything. Yes, he could be traded. Yes, there could be friction. Who knows? And guess what? There could also be a really personal reason, and it's none of our business. I just hope that his family is safe, and I'm going to ask people not to speculate. Wait until the news drops. They talk about it all you want. But let's not speculate. Speculation leads to rumors, and rumors usually lead to trouble. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later. I want you to drop your take in the description. Tell me what you think is going on. Peace.